Okay, time for another strange happenings. Um, this is about finding objects and finding people. How you could go about it if you're kind of like me, maybe somebody in my family. I don't know. And I was thinking about some of the other videos. It's like I talked about that kind of radar detector with police and how to find them, and some of that may have seemed confusing to you. I'll go into a little more detail here about how to do it because it plays into a lot of what I did learning through trial and error. Part of it is trying to literally feel what the object might look like this piece of plastic. I feel that it's smooth. It's just really smooth, lightweight, flimsy. My glasses are metal. It's got actual glass on there. This little plastic piece here, it's also smooth. Like for the cops with the road surface, like the radar detector, just remembering what the texture of a road feels like, what it smells like, it's rough, what's underneath the road, knowing all that and feeling ahead that that's what the road feels like. It's rough, it can be dry, even if it's wet, it's still hard. The trees are moving, the trees are warmer where the sun's hitting the leaves, it's colder where it's in the shadow. Just remembering all that kind of stuff. And when you're putting it out there to try and find the policeman on the road, that's what I'm doing. Same thing with finding objects, finding things. Now, I don't know if how good people are these days at it, but at least when I was younger, I'm 56 now, we didn't have GPSs on the phone, anything like that. But we could at least picture the maps in our head. So for finding things, that's what I do. Is if I've lost something in the house, I try to mentally get an image of the house, looking down at it from above, in kind of a diagram, a layout of the house where everything is in the house, the rooms, the walls, the doors, and to have that mental picture in my head as I'm looking down at the house. And then I'm trying to remember what the object I'm looking for feels like. If it's my glasses, I'm trying to remember that it's got the smooth plastic on the side. What I associate the glasses with, distance, it's got kind of a feeling of my glasses that I can feel. So that's what I do. When I have the picture image in my head, I am looking down on the map in my head and just trying to feel, go through room by room. And if it feels like it's in a particular room, then I stop and we'll look at that room in detail. Where's the couch? Where's the table? If there's a TV, where is it? Anywhere in this room for that mental image on my head, does it feel like what my glasses feel like? Uh, I use this more often when I was younger. A lot to find my parents. Say at a stadium, going to a game, or a Coliseum Civic Center, music festival, general seating. And I remember particularly one time when I started realizing, okay, this is more than just a coincidence. Maybe I've got this how to find people, objects right. That this is the way I go with the mental pictures in my head. Was way back in high school. We have a civic center here, big open general seating in my house with my parents. Well, I don't know. I don't think it was a concert. It was something else going on, but it was general seating. And I told them, go ahead, go ahead. I'm going to go to the concession stand. I will find you. Don't worry, I'll be able to find you. And so what I did is once I got the items from the concession stand, picture the Coliseum, the Civic Center, all the seatings around, and when I'm looking for something, again, it's a feeling. From my parents, I know the feeling I get when I see my parents, when I see my dad, it's a different feeling than when I see my mom. It's a different feeling when I see my brothers and sisters. It's a different feeling when I see my wife. So what you do is remember what that feeling feels like. So remember that feeling. And when you're picturing it in your head, this Coliseum, and you're just kind of scanning with your mind, mental image of the Coliseum and the people and the crowds as you're sweeping over it, see if you can feel what that person you're looking for feels like. Like then I was looking for my parents and what my parents feel like. It was almost like you might get a few false echoes here and there, but then you have to narrow it down to a final one. And that's where I went, and I went straight to them. And it's a pretty big thousands and thousands, tens of thousands seats kind of thing. But I went straight to them. I don't do that every day, locating objects. I do it right now, as a last resort. I'll look in normal places, just like everybody else. You lose something, you look for it everywhere you can find it. As a last resort, I'll do this trick with the mental imaging and try to figure out where it's at. But that goes for a lot of things. Like I said, for the police in front of you, trying to find it, trying to find objects, different things. It's creating that mental image in your mind going out, and if you want to color it, I do. I color it like you see in the movies, a little red flashing dot on a map or a radar. I put a color with it, so whenever I'm picturing this image of the Civic Center, the stadiums, the house in black and white, the layout, I put a little red dot with that emotion or the object I'm looking for, and try to sweep it, and it works. I mean, it's really weird, but I picked that one up for the movies, of course. But it's like a little radar, and it seems to work. Like that radar detector with the police, it seems to work. It worked for me at least. So something else you can do with find objects, and you may have a lot more ideas than I do. So good luck.